Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. The name of this superhero of peace is Mother Teresa. When Mother Teresa was a girl, her name was Agnes. Agnes loved market day. She followed her mother Drena around the bazaar. Tables were piled high with fruits and vegetables. Pottery was laid out on the cobblestone streets. Agnes watched her mother shop. Drena never wasted a penny. It had been a hard year. Agnes's father had died. 9-year-old Agnes missed her father. He called her Flowerbud. He had been a rich businessman. Without him, her family was poor. So Drena opened a shop. She embroidered cloth and sold it. She sewed wedding dresses and costumes for festivals. Back at home, a knock sounded at the door. A poor woman stood there. Drena asked the woman to eat dinner with them. So the woman joined Agnes and her family at the table. Agnes thought the woman was a relative, but she was a stranger. Drena told Agnes hungry strangers should never be turned away. When a neighbor got sick, Agnes and her mother went to care for the woman. They washed and fed her twice a day. They also helped a widow who had 6 children. When Drena had to work, Agnes went by herself. Like her mother, Agnes believed in helping others. When Agnes was 12, she knew what she must do with her life. She would help the poor. She decided to become a nun. For years, she trained to be a nun. She promised to give up many things. When Agnes became a nun, she took a new name. She became Sister Teresa. She went to India. She worked as a teacher at Loreto Convent School. She looked out the window at the wide green lawns. All was peaceful. There was enough to eat. But life was far from peaceful outside the school's walls. The school was in Calcutta, a city called the City of Palaces. Calcutta was also a shocking place with crowded, dirty areas called slums. Poor people lived on the streets. Children wore rags and ate garbage. Sister Teresa decided to leave the convent to work directly with the poor. She bought a sari, the dress worn by Indian women. She learned how to give first aid. She wanted to care for the poorest of poor. She would live with the poor. She would eat what they ate. She worked hard with her other nun friends to help the poor and the sick. She was now called Mother Teresa. The days were long, but Mother Teresa always had time to wipe one more fevered brow. She had time to say one more prayer. She loved babies and the old people. She loved the sick and the dying, and she loved the poorest of the poor. There was only one Mother Teresa. She was the woman who believed every person counts. In 1979, Mother Teresa won the Nobel Peace Prize for her work. She used the money to help the poor.